A big announcement from Breyer came out this afternoon regarding BreyerFest. Jamie and Stephanie made a video about this announcement as well. I highly recommend you go and watch that. You can even pause this video and watch that one first if you want, and then come back to this video to hear my thoughts about it. So BreyerFest has been officially canceled, or at least the in-person BreyerFest is canceled. There is still going to be a virtual BreyerFest. I'll read part of the statement that they put out in emails and the BreyerFest blog this afternoon. Most important is the health and well-being of everyone involved, from our internal staff and volunteers to all of you in the Breyer community. In order to preserve everyone's safety and deliver a BreyerFest as complete and fulfilling as possible, we have decided to shift BreyerFest 2020 Celtic Fling to an online experience, still taking place July 10th through 12th, 2020. By making this decision now, we can deliver interactions with the Breyer community, access to special runs, fun BreyerFest merchandise, limited edition models for ticket holders, craft and activity workshops, live interviews, and more. We are heartbroken not to be gathering in Kentucky this summer with you, but we feel this is the safest option for all involved. We are working urgently on plans for this virtual BreyerFest experience and hope to share what we know as soon as possible, no later than the end of this month. We understand that you have a lot of questions. However, we would request that you give us until the end of the month to publish a complete update, which will answer many, if not all of them. As this is an evolving situation, we may not have worked out the details of all of the aspects of the event at this time, but are actively striving to do so. We appreciate your patience. We will share updates via email on the website, here on the blog, and on our social media accounts. Thank you for your patience, and we look forward to updating everyone soon. Now, I will admit, I was already kind of expecting that this might happen, so this announcement does not come much of a shock to me. The current world situation is very scary and unpredictable right now, and obviously the health and safety of everyone is what is most important. I do have kind of a weird feeling regarding all of this that I can't describe other than both being sad and happy at the same time. I am sad that there won't be an in-person BreyerFest, especially with the theme. I wanted to experience the Celtic theme in person, especially with all these neat performers and guest horses that were supposed to come. I wanted to see all of you guys in person that were going, and I know from many of you, you said this year was going to be your first BreyerFest. I am going to miss the Clarion and the room shopping because that's always a lot of fun. I'm going to miss the road trip there. I'm going to miss a lot of things, and I am sad about that aspect. At the same time, I do feel happy in some ways. I feel happy because people that normally can't get to experience BreyerFest are going to get the chance to experience BreyerFest online. And I feel excited to start planning things to do in addition to online BreyerFest with you guys, which I will talk a bit more about in a minute. I also in some ways feel relieved that BreyerFest is going virtual instead. If BreyerFest still went on in person, I honestly still would have went to it, but me and my family probably would have been nervous about the current world situation. And I'm sorry I can't be more specific because of YouTube's weird algorithm things, but in a way it's a relief that I don't have to worry about me or my parents getting ill, or anyone else for that matter. It's also a relief in a way with my own BreyerFest plans because right now I am not ready to go to BreyerFest in any way of preparation. I want to bring a ton of stuff to sell. I'm nowhere near having all that stuff ready and other BreyerFest plans. So in a way it's a bit of a relief that I'm going to have another year to get all those things sorted out for the next BreyerFest. This is also a financial relief. I will be buying the BreyerFest models they come out with online, of course, but now my family doesn't have to worry about paying for a rental car, food, hotel, or other travel expenses. My family's own financial situation is a little worrisome and uncertain right now, so that is a relief in that regard that we don't have to worry about those other travel expenses that come with BreyerFest. In a way, I'm also a little sad that they didn't just move everything over to next year's BreyerFest, just because I really did want to experience all of this in person and get the full enjoyment of this theme. But at the same time, I completely understand them wanting to do it in the way they are doing it, especially since they said they apparently already have the models. I imagine they don't want to store all of them for another year, so it makes sense they are doing BreyerFest in this manner. It's just a weird feeling, being both sad, happy, and relieved, but also still sad. I actually heard the news while I was live streaming, and it didn't really sink in until afterwards when I started working on this video. I even started getting a little teary-eyed, really thinking about it. BreyerFest is a huge deal to me. I literally think about plans for it all year long. It's the only big vacation my family takes every year right now. It's like this big fun shopping spree for me, and yet it's also a work vacation that I freak out about and then don't get very much sleep during. But I still look forward to it every year. Things are just strange. We live in a very strange time right now. I don't want this video to be all doom and gloom though. I want to move on to talking more about the bright side of this new experience and what to maybe expect in the future. First off, remember Breyer has explicitly stated that they don't have the plans and information on everything yet. Please don't bombard their email or social media with questions. They are still figuring things out. They said at the end of the month they will have a complete update and more details about the virtual event, so please be patient with them. For what they've said so far, there will be access to buying special runs and BreyerFest merchandise to ticket holders. You will still get the chance to buy the BreyerFest models you want, don't worry about that. They'll also be offering other experiences. They'll figure out ways to show performances and workshops and guest horses. Obviously, they do not have the full details, but they are going to try and give a virtual experience of BreyerFest the best they can. Fortunately, we do live in a world where videos, social media, and live streaming can help us all connect over an event like this. I'm excited to see what Breyer has in store for a virtual BreyerFest. Now, I know many of you wanted to see me at BreyerFest. Well, I'm going to kind of be like Breyer here and try to offer the next best thing. I will be doing things during the week of BreyerFest to try and still let us all share this BreyerFest experience together. I am planning to do multiple live streams on my channel, along with some daily giveaways, games, and other fun things. I have to work everything out myself, but I do want to make that week of BreyerFest really fun on my channel with you guys, and I'm going to wait until we hear more from Breyer until I make any exact plans, but I just wanted to let you know that I will be doing fun things that week as well. I'll do complete announcements closer to BreyerFest when I know everything. I may or may not also sell some things. I'm not so sure on that aspect yet if I want to do a BreyerFest sale of some sort. I know most of the models I'm selling I do want to hold back until next year in 2021. However, I will definitely do some giveaways of some sort over the week of BreyerFest, which will be free and open to everyone to enter. So please keep an eye out on my channel in the coming months for all the details on that. I am already hearing some BreyerFest concerns that I'd like to address or just talk about. Because of course I don't have all of the answers to these. This is mostly just my own speculation and guess of what I've noticed Breyer do so far, of what I think we can expect. So far I've been hearing concern about getting special runs and if they will be given out fairly, like the special run line at BreyerFest. My guess is that yes, they will figure out a way to give people fair chances at getting special runs. They are already doing that with the Seattle Soiree models. I imagine they will find a way to do some kind of virtual line for getting special runs. Next is that people are worried that special runs will sell out immediately because everyone can go online now and buy BreyerFest tickets. I understand that is a concern, but I don't think that is very likely. Remember that Breyer does not sell more tickets than models they have available. Everyone that has a 3-day ticket will still be able to purchase 2 special runs and get their celebration horse. Of course, the most popular special runs may sell out, but that's what it's like every year at BreyerFest. The most popular models will have a higher chance of selling out, but I'd say for the most part, don't worry too much about them selling out. If you really want to get the BreyerFest special runs, then maybe buy a ticket now to be sure that you have that spot to get 2 special runs. Remember, they also do make a lot of special runs, and even if you aren't able to get your special runs online at this time, they will be available later on secondhand, even secondhand at next year's BreyerFest. In addition to that, a lot of people are not in good financial situations right now and probably can't afford to drop a lot of money on plastic ponies. Therefore, models may not sell out as quickly because of this. Another concern I'm hearing is regarding refunds on things like Breyer swap meet tables, live show entries, and even on the tickets themselves. For swap meet tables, I did hear that someone said they received an email with the option to refund or keep their table next year. So there's that answer for you. If you bought a swap meet table, keep an eye on your email. You should get an email at some point giving you information on that. As for the live shows, I am guessing they will probably do a similar thing for the live show entries, unless they do some kind of virtual photo show. Again, the full details are not all there yet, but I imagine if they can't do anything to compensate with like a photo show, then they will give people refunds or give them the option to transfer their entry over to next year. As for refunds on tickets, I'm not sure, but I'm already seeing people say Breyer should give partial refunds on tickets. I honestly don't see them doing this, and I don't really see why they'd have to give partial refunds. Yes, you won't be getting everything in your ticket like you would be in person, but you are still going to get the celebration model and the chance to see special runs, and the chance to participate in other BreyerFest events. Maybe even the cost of your 3-day ticket will actually go towards free shipping on your models or something. I'm not saying that there won't be partial refunds, I'm just saying that I think it's unlikely. Remember, this is all kind of mostly guesses and speculation, and just kind of getting us to talk about it, but there's really no exact answers on things like that yet. It's possible they could do full or partial refunds on the tickets, but they have not given any announcement on that yet. I know volunteers are also curious what's going to happen for them as well, and whether or not they're going to be getting their special volunteer models. Really no information from Breyer on that aspect yet either. I'm sure whatever they end up working out will hopefully be the best options they can provide for everyone. So far, if the Seattle Soiree event is any way to judge it, I think they are going to handle everything the best they can and really just give the best option possible. I know they can't give the full experience of actually being at BreyerFest, but they're doing their best. Lastly, there is the wonder if the surprise horse will be kept a surprise, or if Breyer will release what it is on or before BreyerFest. Honestly, who knows about this? In a way, I hope they do keep it a surprise. It would be exciting for it to be mailed out and no one knows what to expect until someone in New Jersey gets the box and posts pictures of the surprise on social media. Or maybe they will announce it later on Friday so that people can know what it is beforehand and whether or not they want to buy it. I will also still be doing my speculation video on the surprise model. That will still be happening. It'll probably come out around June, so you can be on the lookout for that. I think that's all to cover in this video for now. I will keep you guys up to date on any news on Breyer's end or my end. This is kind of a sad thing, but I'm trying to be optimistic and make the most out of this new, different BreyerFest experience the best I can. I know the Breyer staff are working hard on figuring out all this and dealing with this tough world situation, and I really appreciate them doing that. I do feel like they really care about us as collectors and they want to give us these good experiences. Keep in mind, there will be more in-person BreyerFests in the future. Hopefully by next summer, the world will be a little brighter and we'll all get to meet each other in person. I bet BreyerFest next year will be massive and awesome, and we do have that to look forward to. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this new virtual BreyerFest. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!